Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back to another episode of this series. So, if you haven't watched the first video, please do go back and watch that first video because then this will make more sense to you. So, the LA fires are still raging and burning, and at the moment, as it stands, it doesn't seem like there is any end to it. More and more people are now saying this is like hell on earth, and that is ironic to say the least because Donald Trump did say that he will let hell loose onto the Middle East.
All hell will break out in the Middle East.
So, subhanallah, sometimes we should be careful what we wish for Mr. Donald Trump. And in terms of the innocent people, wherever they may be suffering, even in Los Angeles, there are many beautiful, innocent people. Our du'as as Muslims and as believers is for all the innocent people across the world. And one thing that I would like to say, very sad to see on a BBC report, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive me for watching and following BBC News, but there was a video clip and the neighboring cities and areas, they came out with charitable acts and they brought clothing and drink and food and all sorts of things that the people who are currently afflicted might need. And they said something quite interesting. They said, we are doing this out of neighborly goodness and the government has still not provided any support. And this was yesterday, as in Saturday. And there is real genuine anger and frustration because this is the same America. This is the same United States of America that could not invest in fire defense, that is still not supporting the victims of these fires, yet they have given billions of pounds to the IDF over the last year. And interestingly so, when I put it into the AI Gemini to find out what the exact figure was that the American government has provided in terms of military aid to the IDF, it was a very funny and vague answer. But we all know that it is billions and billions of dollars just in 1 year, and you can find it on other, in other websites in the form of a graph how the military aid has literally spiked up. So coming back to the lesson that we learned from there was, don't support the oppressors. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَا تَرْكَنُوا إِلَى الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا فَتَمَسَّكُمُ النَّارُ. Don't even incline towards helping and supporting the oppressors. Why? Because lest the fire may touch you. فَتَمَسَّكُمُ النَّارُ. So it's very, subhanallah, relevant to what we are seeing today. And sometimes we must remind ourselves to be humble and to remember that Allah is in control and justice may come sooner than you expect. Moving on, the fire that we see are found in the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al Baqarah, ayah number 266, and this is linked to ayah number 264 when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu لا تبطلوا صدقاتكم بالمن والأذى. O you who believe, don't waste your charity by reminding people of your generosity and with any hurtful words. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives examples of those people who are giving charity but the intention not right and the reaction after the charity and the follow-up is not correct. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أَيَوَدُّ أَحَدُكُمْ أَن تَكُونَ لَهُ جَنَّةٌ. Would one of you like to have a garden? مِن نَخِيلٍ وَأَعْنَابٍ. And you've got, mashallah, palm trees and you've got grapevines and fruits of all sorts. لَهُ فِيهَا مِن كُلِّ الثَّمَرَاتِ وَأَصَابَهُ الْكِبَرُ وَلَهُ ذُرِّيَّةٌ ضُعَفَاء. And then old age comes along and you have dependent children. Just imagine this scenario. Then Allah says, فَأَصَابَهَا إِعْصَارٌ فِيهِ نَارٌ فَاحْتَرَقَتْ. So all of a sudden this whirlwind, tornado you can say, mixed with fire, فِيهِ نَارٌ, comes along and wipes and burns this garden completely down to the ground. So this would be a devastating scenario, of course. So Allah says, كَذَلِكَ يُبَيِّنُ اللَّهُ لَكُمُ الْآيَاتِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَفَكَّرُونَ. And this is how Allah manifests and makes clear His verses and His signs. Maybe and perhaps you may reflect. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one in control and we should be mindful of that at all times. And for those who are still thinking and contemplating about their true creator and their true, the one worthy of worship, then I call to them as well. And I say that what more signs are you waiting for? What more signs are you waiting for? I'll leave it at that inshallah and I will see you all in the next episode. Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.